I guess we can start now. So, the topic of today is your golden attitude, and attitude is how you think, feel, and act. You are not your attitude. A lot of people think that you are your attitude, but you can be in charge of your attitude. That is what you can. You are the master of your experience. That makes you even higher than attitude. So, since you're in a higher position, I thought it would be very valuable for you to be in charge of that attitude that you have. Alright? It's something that you carry everywhere, it's something that is transferable, and it's something that is there in your thought dimension, in your feelings dimension, and in your actions dimension. Now, if your attitude is something tired or anything, this attitude is like a landmine. But if this attitude is rich and abundant, it's more like a gold mine. That's why we call this the golden attitude. Now, I'm not saying I have a golden attitude. Nobody goes around saying that. But the thing with somebody who has this golden attitude knows for himself, because that person thoroughly enjoys his company. That person's enjoyment is independent of any external stimulus. Okay? The environment could be rough. That person realizes he or she is the master of their experience, not only intellectually but experientially also. Despite the environment which might go on cloud 9, that person still stays in charge of his thoughts, feelings, and actions and can enjoy it. Even if goes down the ground, the environment, that person has his own vibration which is high enough to keep him in a golden attitude. Alright? So when you completely fall for yourself, alright, when you are happy, only then will you be able to do the things that you want. Isn't that true? When somebody is sad or depressed or anxious, if you tell that somebody to do certain work, right, that person will not be able to do complete justice to that work, because that person, him or herself, is right now an issue. Right? But when that person is happy and is blissed out and is ecstatic, you give any work which that person does not even want to do, that person is going to do an A-class job, and after that person is going to ask, anything else can I do for you? That's the effect that attitude has. Alright, it's transferable. So what type of attitude do you present to the world? Alright, it's your attitude towards the world that decides the world's attitude towards you. For those who have joined in, if anybody asks what's an attitude, it's how you think, feel, and act. Right? And you can make it a gold mine or you can make it a landmine. We are talking about making the same attitude a gold mine. Alright, it's independent of the external environment, because I've already said that you are the master of your own experience. Right? So it's best for us and it's wise for us to make sure that this experience is as joyous, as joyful as it can be. So let's finally start with the golden attitude webinar. The first ingredient is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a feeling, so we're right now dealing with the feeling part. It comes from a Greek word called entheos. This actually means the God within. You know, you've seen children always enthusiastic about life. They feel that, you know, life is full of wonderful things and you are full of wonderful possibilities. Right? Well, when they grow up, they forget to realize that this is the same life which was full of wonderful things, and this is the same you that is full of wonderful possibilities. The enthusiasm has to remain there. How does it stay? How do you stay enthusiastic about something? Learning, right? Learning something that you're interested about. Learning something that you want. After school or college, any learning that happens with adults is happening passively, right? Or it happens because of experience over the passage of time. It is not active learning. And that is why the enthusiasm in the lives are missing. For keeping the enthusiasm alive always, you pick a subject that you like, right? It could be dancing, it could be singing, it could be music, it could be sports, or it could even be something as academic as coding, decoding, right? Something that you want, that is your interest. And when you start learning it, when you become a student, despite what your age is, the enthusiasm stays alive. Isn't that learning a continuous process? That depends on your attitude again. Some people feel that, they have learned enough and they do not want to learn anything more of that because they think that they have reached a conclusion. Learning is a continuous process when you don't derive conclusions out of learning. Without drawing any conclusion, when you keep learning something, the accomplishments keep on coming and the enthusiasm stays alive. The day I say that, I am realized, I'm enlightened, I don't want any self-improvement, that will be the end of me, alright? The value is going to depreciate. The value in learning is not going to appreciate. If you can learn without drawing conclusions, there's nothing like that. Enthusiasm stays when you keep learning something without drawing conclusions, alright? Now the next part that we move on to is thoughts. Right? I'd like to start with thoughts are things. It's a wonderful poem. I believe that thoughts are things. They're endowed with body, breath and wings. What you call your secret thought goes forth the earth's remotest spot, spreading around it its blessings, or it goes like track behind it as it goes. We build our future thought by thought, if you know or if you know it not. You only get what you expect, so see yourself with the things that you wanna get. It's time to choose your destiny, so start with the way you think and feel. Thank you. In literal sense also, thoughts are things. So it's very crucial. If you are thinking negative thoughts, you're creating negative things inside you. I'll teach you how. And similarly, if you use your thinking to produce enjoyment, you're creating a lot of fun inside you, physically. If you don't believe me, then there is an instrument called EEG, electroencephalograph. What the electroencephalograph does, it puts electrodes around you and it measures the thought waves. It is measured in hertz. The vibrations are measured. Let's say right now you are in an EEG machine and your vibration is X hertz. If you have a positive thoughts, the vibration is going to go up to X plus 10 hertz. Let's say it's a very positive thought. It's a really, really ecstatic thought is going to go up X plus 100 hertz. Similarly, if it's a heartbreaking thought that enters you, the vibration is going to go like X minus 50 hertz. Higher the vibration, the better the feeling that you receive in your body. It's all a play of vibes, right? So that's why they say high vibes only. So this is how thoughts are things. They can be physically measured by electroencephalograph. If you'd like to dispute me, any doctors in the house? Any doctors in the house would like to dispute me regarding that point? Electroencephalograph. Thoughts can be measured as things are measured. Okay, maybe later. You have a thought, alright, which is a physical thing. Your brain cells begin to vibrate. Those vibrations, they're released into the air when the thought is old, and these vibes look for a place to land. And they'll land only with a similar type of thought. If a positive thought is released, the thoughts are going to unite and become one, and that is how you're going to attract more positivity. When vibrations are matched, it's called resonance, alright? Thoughts are things. Make sure that things that you keep within you are all positive things rather than any negative things, right? So you want to you want to make sure what you enter in, give entry inside you is something very nice, something that is going to benefit you, not something that is going to raise your BP or something, or going to, create panic, create any fight or flight situation, alright? Then that is going to make release of more insulin that is going to stay there and going to trouble you later. You rather make sure that the thing that you release inside you is as positive, so that elixirs such as ambrosia, elixirs such as ecstasies are released inside you. That keeps your system happy, that keeps you in a high vibration, that makes you attract good things, right? Anybody who is known to have a good attitude always recognizes the efforts of another person, irrespective of that person's caste, creed or economic status or sex of that person, right? Recognition is not comparing and telling. Recognition is acknowledging the uniqueness of that person and that, bring it out. If you ever try recognition, you'll see the results are instantaneous. Now, recognition also can happen with you. That is why I'm saying for recognition, you have to recognize your effort. It's best we make a success list, alright? Just take a copy, alright? write down the topic success list, and write down all the past. What are your successes which you have felt, right? All these things that made you feel successful, right? That you thought were success. Now, success is not something which is always considered in monetary or in social terms. It's just the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It could be anything. So, in the past, write down all the things in that success list. All right, it's a to-do thing that you have to do. After that, in present, write all those things that you need in your success list, and then write the future. In the future, what you haven't obtained yet, write those down also. The successes that you wish to obtain, write them down. All right, because this keeps your mind attached to the things which have made you successful right now, and which you see as success. All right. The mind can keep only one thing at a time. It's better you fill it with, you drench it with incessant affirmatives of successful things. Negative recognition that a lot of people do. I'll give you an example of a lot of negative recognition that happens. A lot of people say, you spoilt my mood. Now what they actually mean is, you have the power to decide how I will feel. This does not make sense. If you have a little clarity of how things are going, if you are a little distant from the fight, if you're not too involved in the fight, you can see actually what that person means. I earlier said you're the master of your experience. Then how can somebody say you spoiled my mood? Essentially, that person is saying you have the power to choose how I will feel at present. Isn't that the biggest form of slavery? If somebody else can decide how you will feel inside? Now, if I say something nasty to the birthday boy, mother who is there, no offense, mother. If mother starts feeling bad, then I have complete control over how mother will feel. Isn't that true? Isn't that a form of slavery? That mother's happiness, mother's experience depends on my words? Isn't that true, mother? So, that is what I'm saying. You are the master of your experience. Your golden attitude is about keeping that prerogative with yourself, all right? And when you're consciously kept that prerogative with yourself, you're obviously going to choose to feel joyful. Yes. Next thing that people recognize negatively is they say that they're gossiping about that person. So and so is a very mean person, they're going to say. So and so's life of living is very bad, they're going to say. So and so's choice in relationship is very bad. So and so is a very cheap person. That is what they're going to say. Essentially, they are saying is, when I compare those people whose quality I don't like, I feel better about myself. Recognition is always positive. Recognition is never about comparing. Recognition is always acknowledging the uniqueness. Alright? You could also use affirmations. Now, affirmations are things that you fix, make firm. That's what they call affirmations. Anything can be made into an affirmation. You have to start with, I'm so happy and grateful that I have a very nice webinar and very nice audience that I'm enjoying sharing this crucial information with. I'm so happy and grateful, .. Alright. Thing with affirmation is, again and again, if you repeat it day and night, it's going to sink down in your subconscious mind, and subconscious mind directly affects your vibration or the things that you track or the feeling that you're in. Alright. The best affirmation that I have come across is by Napoleon Hill, and it goes like that. It's always helped me. It says, every adversity carries with it a seed of equivalent or greater benefit. Quote unquote. This was the affirmation. Whenever an adversity comes, I instantly, rather than seeing how it has affected me, I see what good lies in it. Right? How can I find the thing that I can turn into my advantageous element? Again, every adversity carries with it a seed of equivalent or greater benefit. Positive mental attitude is that ground where these seeds can germinate and blossom into something that is of greater benefit. Right? Somebody who has a negative attitude, instantly as the adversity comes, that person is going to get sour or bitter. He's not helping himself. He's punishing himself. because something of adversity that is coming from outside is punishing your inner self. That does not make sense to me anyway. So I'll write it down in the group, you can always copy it. And if you want your own personalized affirmation, you could always say, I'm so happy and grateful that whatever it is that you think you want as an affirmation. See, there's a riddle. I'm going to give you a riddle. Let's see who solves this. The riddle goes like this. He who has dash will be given more, and he will have an abundance. He who does not have dash, what he even has already will be taken away from him. So what is this dash that this year ages old riddle which was found? Please set the camera properly, I can only see half your face. Mahin, your answer is correct. It is gratitude. He who has gratitude will get more and he will have an abundance. And he who does not have gratitude, what he already has also will be taken away from him. Alright? So what is gratitude? Gratitude has nothing to do with getting. Gratitude is about giving. Gratitude is about giving thanks, right? For something, not something that you already have, for something that you already have in your imagination. That is what you give thanks. You know, there's a big misconception regarding temples and prayers, right? When people go to temples, they pray and they say, please give me this, please give me that. Or they say, thank you for what I already have. You have to realize, you were grateful or before, that is why you have it already. You're being again grateful for something that you have been grateful for before. You have to be a little smart. You have to be grateful for something that's right now you only have in your imagination. Now, I am very grateful for more such ideas of self-improvement, more improvement. Right? I don't have that improvement right now, but in my imagination, I can see myself in that higher vibration. I am grateful right now. So what I'm doing is I'm raising my vibrations to match that state. Right? That is how gratitude helps. Right? The your golden attitude, the G for golden comes from gratitude. It's not about getting, it's about giving thanks, right? For something that you only have in your imagination yet. Alright? And this is the state which gives birth to faith. Faith is seeing the invisible, believing in the incredible, and receiving which the other people right now say is impossible. Alright? Faith does not come from affirmations, writing it down again and again. It comes from gratitude. When you can be grateful for something you only have in your imagination, right? You will have more and you will have an abundance. Those people who do not have, also what they have right now will be taken away from them. Now, you think that imagination is something very subtle, right? It's something very metaphysical. I need something more solid to be grateful about. So here's one thing that you should be more grateful about all the time is the air that you breathe, right? Breathe it slowly and have a deep breathing. When you inhale, hold, and then exhale slowly. So what I'm saying is sense, because it's not an accident that beyond the ozone layer from this earth there is no oxygen anywhere in the universe. It's not an accident, alright? It's something that has happened only to us. It sustains us. Without air you'd be gone. And another important thing which I'd like to tell you about gratitude, if you go for a morning walk, it is quite possible that when you come out you'll be a completely different person, beguiled and enchanted just because of the air. Alright? Something more physical you want to be grateful about, you choose your breath. Otherwise, always be grateful for things that you only have in your imagination. Okay. Moving on towards guided visualization. Okay, if somebody is driving right now, I suggest you do not, start imagining what the two guiding tour that I'm going to take you in your imagination. So first of all, I'd like everybody to close their eyes and listen to the instructions that I'm going to give you. See yourself being seated in a dark cinema hall. You are in a cinema hall, there is fresh popcorn in your hand, and the credits of a movie start coming up in the screen. You realize you are the only person in that cinema hall, and that screen is exclusively playing the movie of your life. The screen brings a menu in front of you, which lets you choose which aspect of your life would you like to see. Is it work aspect? Is it personal aspect? Or is it your relationships aspect? Accordingly, whichever of the three you like, you choose that option, and that is the aspect over which the movie will be shown to you on the big screen. I hope you have chosen your aspect, whichever that is. Right now, whatever has happened in the past regarding that aspect is now coming up on that screen. Whatever that is of major importance to you right now, you can see to that. Now slowly the footage is rolling to your present time of that aspect. It's very clear, very vivid. Now slowly your future aspect is also being shown in that film. What you are watching, the footage is coming directly from your subconscious mind. It's not influenced by me. Now, see yourself consciously doing the thing that you were enthusiastic about. See yourself enjoying that thing to the fullest. Listening to that thing, looking at that thing, feeling that thing move around you. And now with a thankful note, the movie comes to an end. You all can open your eyes right now. Now you can see that there are two roads in front of you when it comes to the future aspect. One which you can consciously shape, and one which will come up naturally if you keep living with the sort of attitude which hasn't improved over the years. You have to consciously take this pen and write down all those things that you're enthusiastic about, which you want to learn. Otherwise, the future aspect may go to the road which is unconsciously or unplanned. Consciously, please write about the things that you're enthusiastic about, so that the enthusiasm in your life can stay. You can explore your possibilities, and you can explore the wonderful things that this world is full of, and you can always stay willing and excited about things. I hope everybody has something that they're enthusiastic about written down, and they'll visualize themselves doing so in the future and be grateful about it. This will also give rise to faith, and when faith is there, things get synced in your subconscious mind, and automatically you attract these things due to the vibrations. Questions, anyone? Any questions? Hey, so does that mean whatever we think that becomes true? No. Whatever you think, Benazir, will not come true. But whatever that you mix with emotions, when these thoughts are mixed with emotions and held for a specific period of time, they're going to get attracted into your life. If there is something, Benazir, that you fear, that is a thought mixed with an emotion called fear. You're going to attract that in your life. Anyone who knows how their mind works always keep clarity about this, and they do not let fear entertain them. They face it with courage. Okay. Similarly, if you have some thought in your mind and you have faith regarding it, it's a beautiful thought. It is going to attract itself even without action. However, action would help. But even if there is no action, you would be able to attract it in your life. Andrew Carnegie, who was the first billionaire in the world, has the most famous quote which says, anything that you fear or revere will automatically clothe itself in your life through the most practical media available. Alright? So if you have a negative thought, say that's good, because when you are in that mindset, only then you can find what is that element in that negative thought that I can turn to my advantage. Right? And your focus shifts towards the positive. It is very important to keep yourself in the positive mental attitude. That is the ground which germinates the seed of equal and or greater benefit out of any adversity. The next part is whenever it comes to attitude, people talk about pessimistic people, optimistic people, and realistic people. When I was in school, I went to a PTM. There my teacher said, I was in 8th. My teacher said, ma'am, your son is detached from reality. And I took it as a compliment. Not my parents, but I was pleased by hearing that. Because according to my analysis, realistic attitude is something which is like a chameleon. Whatever the environment is, that attitude adapts itself to that environment. The environment is what fits to the man. The man does not fit to the environment. When the man realizes that, he also realizes that he thinks in secret, but it comes to pass. The environment is nothing but his looking glass. The environment that you have around you is there because of the way you are within. The entire seen world is sustained by the unseen world. Alright? And this metaphysical law is only understood by the optimistic people. I'll give you an example. Thomas Edison and Henry Ford, these all people were always lambasted by their people around them that what are you doing? Who needs a big engine car when you have a bullock cart? What are you trying to do? You lose all your money. Wright brothers, everybody thought they're bicycle mechanics. They're wasting their time trying to build an airplane. Right? That air is only reserved for the birds, it's not reserved for the sky. Had they been realistic attitude people, they would have given up that idea and we would have never enjoyed a light bulb, or we would have never enjoyed a car or an aeroplane. Thanks to these optimistic people that we have the things, innovation that we're enjoying right now. Pessimistic people, they find ways how things cannot be done, and they haven't contributed much to the history and much to the way of lifestyles that we are living. Realistic people, they do not create, they compete. So the pessimistic, they compare. The optimistics, they create, and what they create is what the realistic people compete for. So even if you're in a competitive exams, don't go in with the attitude of competition. Alright, nature is very abundant. Even Mother Nature has never competed for anything. It has created everything and we have enjoyed it. So you create opportunities for yourself and you'll never have to compete with anyone. Even if you're in a competitive exam, this attitude helps. Alright, I've not given competitive exams all my life, but this advice has helped a lot of people right in front of me. I suggest that you ponder upon it. And lastly but not the leastly, I'd like to tell you something about clarity. It is a desire that I want you guys to share with me. Alright? A lot of people think that your golden attitude has to do something with confidence. A good attitude has done something with confidence. I'm saying that is not true. Why? Why is that not true? Confidence is a consequence of clarity. Get clarity regarding it. Be faithful that you can get clarity, and clarity is what is going to give rise to confidence. Right? So this is something I can tell you regarding if you study self-improvement, alright? If you study yourself, if you explore yourself, you'll have more clarity about yourself. You can come to a situation where anything in life, these things in life are not going to disturb you, alright? People say that they're intellectually realized. By that they mean that they are come to a point where the things outside are not going to affect them. They're not going to get disturbed by those things, right? These people are said in yogic culture to have a third eye, alright? Third eye is a chakra. It has to do with clarity. Clarity can be reached intellectually, clarity can be reached experientially, and clarity can be reached by any of your five senses if you want, alright? The best thing that you need to gain clarity about is yourself, because once you studied yourself, you studied everyone. We're all the same. I'm no different than anyone else. Alright? My attitude must be different, but I'm saying I'm not your attitude. You're the in charge of your attitude. Alright? So, regarding clarity, the best thing is to enhance your perception, to know yourself. The best way to enhance your perception is study yourself, focus on your breathing. One thing that skipped my mind is called activity. I've touched thoughts, I've touched feelings, now I have to touch action, alright? Because attitude is how you think, feel and act. Now I'm sure a lot of you would agree to me when I say that most of our time goes by taking action on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Netflix, Prime Video. These things are programming our attitude, right? Unconsciously. It's not consciously, it's habitually. Right? It's unconsciously, it's happening. It's subconsciously. These things have taken over our attitude. Now it's time that you consciously see that you arrange your activities as such. I once asked someone very successful, just a little time back, that, sir, how do you manage time? He said, what do you mean? This is a stupid question. You cannot manage time. Everybody gets all there is. Alright? Everybody gets 24 hours. Time cannot be managed. What you can manage is your activities. The question, Shrey, that you should have asked is, how do you manage your activities? And then I can answer you. So I said, yes, sir. How do I manage my activities? He said, now you're talking. Then he gave me a schedule that I want everybody to try with me, at least for 21 days. So it goes like this. Is this visible? Is this box visible? Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a plus sign. Okay. So this box has 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3 and 4. One, 2, 3 and 4. It is your activity quadrant box. Alright. Let's start with the first quadrant. Please guys, make this box on a pen and paper along with you. It's going to tell you how to, for golden attitude, what type of act that you should have. Right? ACT. So the first quadrant, it has to do with the results that you're getting. If you are working, then the results would be monetary, alright? And if you are an athlete, the results would be accomplishments, the winning. And similarly, whatever result you want, the results are the first quadrant, alright? The first quadrant has to do with the results. The second quadrant has to do with all the preparation, alright? It's about if you meditate, that is meditation is over there. If you do your breathing, that breathing is there. If you visualize, what you visualize is there. If you like to relax yourself by taking a walk in the park, or if you like to play with your friends, all these things that keep you in a high vibration, these are there in the second quadrant. Okay, the second quadrant is full of these things. The second quadrant, it's the self-improvement quadrant. The third quadrant are those things which are very urgent, but they're not that important. It's like, maintenance. Like it's important to take a bath every day, go use the washroom every day, and you have to call somebody every day. It's very important to paying the bills and all the maintenance on all those things. But exercising, everything comes under third quadrant. Fourth quadrant is not urgent and it is not important. It's all the things that Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Prime, Netflix, all these things, these come under the fourth quadrant. Now, what most people have, most of the time, most of the activities are based on this quadrant. 70 to 80% of their activities are based on the fourth quadrant. All right. Then a lot of the activities are based on this quadrant, and then this first and second quadrant come. What we have to do is we have to make sure that most of our activities are there in the second quadrant, the self-improvement quadrant. All right, the things that we like to do for our high vibration. All right, and then second most, the activity time should be given to the first quadrant, right, the results, and the third will be given to the third quadrant, all those non-important things but which are urgent, right? And fourth quadrant, if you like to take it out of this box, you can enrich your life by enriching other people's life. All right, but in order to enrich other people's life, you need to have a good attitude yourself, right? That is why I thought the importance of attitude is paramount, and I enjoyed this sharing this crucial information with you. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So thank you for joining me, and